back to my channel. So today I'm doing a super exciting video. I have been trying out these fragrances from this line for a while now. I took one on vacation with me. Actually, I took at least one of these items from everything I'm talking about on a trip with me, which really lets you get a feel for whether or not you like them and their lasting power, different weather, whatever. So I want to get into it. I feel like now I can give a little bit more of an in-depth review and go into this range as a whole. Obviously, I don't have every single one of the fragrances. As you can see from the title, they will be the SOLINOTEs, but I have enough where I can give you guys a little bit of a background and a good explanation of which ones I would recommend, which ones I would get in the future, and which ones I've got my eyes on. So, you may notice that I'm wearing my glasses today. I don't always or very often wear glasses in my videos, but I'm wearing them constantly. And that is why I'm so happy every time I get to partner and work with online glasses brands. If you are a glasses wearer and a prescription sunglass wearer also, you know how expensive glasses can be, how annoying it is when you lose your favorite pair or you break your favorite pair. So I love this brand, you guys. It was incredible getting to get these and wear them and pick out my favorite ones and order them. So I wanted to tell you guys about them. Everything in terms of your coupon codes, and if you want to try them out, will be in the description box below. They're the absolute best. Incredible customer service. I love them. But I've had my prescription, and my prescription's been stabilized for many years now. So I had that, and actually around that same time, 3 of my glasses broke, which again, you don't understand how stressful that was before a vacation to find that out. So I put in my order and I decided to go a little bit all out and get a whole bunch. So the one I've got on today right now is just the sunglasses, or just the prescription glasses, but we will get into all of them and I will put up photos, obviously, of me wearing them. I'm going to show you my favorite pair. This is the one I took on vacation with me, you guys. Incredible. So I love them. I've never had a brown glass pair, you know, where the actual frame is light brown, but I've always really liked that. I feel like it suits my skin tone, especially when I've got a tan, and the sunglass attachment is magnetic, and it's such a strong magnet that it just feels secure. I've had other ones where they clip and they're magnetic, and you just really need a strong clip if you're going to be out and about, and especially on the beach, like, you don't want to risk that. That's that one. One that I was so intrigued about online, so I decided to go for, was this pair. And you could actually pick 2 of the different color clip-ons to make it into sunglasses. And of course, like I was mentioning, if you wear sunglasses and you have a prescription, it's not the easiest or the most inexpensive option to also get prescription sunglasses for everyone. So the best option I found is to just have clip-ons. So this one had 2. You could put like a brown pair or a black pair. So I loved that. I just didn't want to bring 3 on a small trip. So that would be more for like a long trip when I want more options. Then I decided to get a little more creative. This is just a pair of sunglasses. So again, not any like glasses option. This is just sunglasses, regular red, but I decided to go a little more fun. And then finally I had a white pair, and this also has, this one kind of clips on for the sunglass pair. So love that. What I also didn't realize this time, because I've worked with this brand before, is this time around they sent something which again would have come in real handy. Before, they sent that little tool, the little screwdriver, to fix your glasses. So I will never be in a dire strait again. I will leave all the information for the glasses in the description box below, and let's get into the fragrances. Okay, so as we're on the topic of vacation, we will start with the one I actually took on this last trip with me. But what I did want to show you just in general is the SOLINOTEs do come in 2 sizes. You have the larger size. Maybe they come in a rollerball as well. I'm unsure. But in general, they come in these two sizes. The larger size, the full size, which is the 50 ml, and the smaller size, which is the 15 ml. I don't think they come in smaller ones, but let me know if you guys have seen them. What I do like is usually the 15, 10 ml size will be in a rollerball size, or even a rollerball size that has a spray. This one is just a smaller version of the bottle, which is personally my preferred thing. Again, a small distinction to make, but nevertheless, I thought I should make it. I have more of these smaller bottles, and they do come out with sets, especially around Christmas time and holidays, which I do encourage you to take a look at. If you live in Canada, Shoppers Drug Marts sells SOLINOTEs, and their sets are just, you get a little more bang for your buck. So I have 6 of the small ones and 3 of the larger ones. There are so many scents, you guys, that there are a lot more I could get, and maybe we'll get in the future. But essentially, these fragrances are 1 note per fragrance, a SOLINOTE, a soul note, and you can wear them on their own, or most likely people will want to layer them with other scents to add more of that particular scent into a fragrance. In this case, for most of my vacation, I took Tonka and I wore it on its own. Tonka is an incredible fragrance. On its own, I feel like this is one that completely stands out. It doesn't feel like a SOLINOTE to me. In its opening, I feel like it's a lot more, I don't know, effervescent and bubbly, and a little bit like a ginger ale note, which, if you guys know me, I love ginger ale, so I just love its opening and how fresh it is. And as it stays on your skin, it gets a little bit more creamy. I smell more of like a pure Tonka, I guess. Not really pure Tonka by any means, but more of like a sweet, creamy Tonka vanilla. And in that way, because I feel like it to my nose smells more like top, middle, or heart and base note, this is a fragrance I really, really, really like just wearing on its own. I've already used about half of it. I did layer it with fragrances I bought on vacation, and it was nice, but I really prefer it on its own. And all of these are eau de toilettes, and I feel like they perform, all of these are eau de parfums, and I feel like they perform more on the lighter end of the eau de parfum spectrum. Some are stronger than others, and I will get into that. This is kind of middle of the road. It doesn't last a super, super long time, but it doesn't disappear right away. And what I did like about that one is I was wearing that in Fort Lauderdale, and it was so hot and so humid, and the freshness of that opening, it didn't feel cloying, and I really did like that. Another one was Fria. I will say, with this one, if I was apprehensive about getting this one on its own, because it was in a set, and I think it was with the Almond and another one, I'm not sure, but anyways, because it was in a set, I had to get all 3, and I had a feeling it would be my least favorite. I do like it now that I own it. It's one of the ones I've worn, it's the one I've worn the least out of everyone. To me, it smells quite shampoo-y, which I think is helping the note. It sort of also reminds me of just early 2000s celebrity fragrance smells. It's not one that, it just kind of smells like a generic floral, shampoo-y floral that I enjoy, and I'm enjoying more than I thought I would, but it's not one I reach for very often, and so I'm glad, I am glad that I have it in the smaller size. In terms of layering, it's Fria, because it's not a note that I enjoy a whole lot in the flower genre or grouping of notes. There are a lot more floral notes that I feel like are better for layering. It's not one I would really reach for a lot, but I would use this if, for example, I had a really clean fragrance that was super shampoo-y and super soapy. This has an element of like a shampoo-y Fria, and I feel like layering that together, I'm actually excited to try more of my shampoo-y fragrances with this, would go easier together because this already has kind of like an aspect of its shampooiness, so it would go well with a shampooy fragrance. And it's one I'd like to layer more rather than wear it on its own, because on its own it's just kind of generic smelling. This one I was so excited for. This one I'm going to spray on my hand. I love this one. This one's Almond, or Almond. And I was so looking forward to this one. This is one, this and Tonka I would want in a larger size, if and when I ever finish this. I was really surprised. I thought they would have taken a lot easier and cheaper of a route with their almond scent and make it a lot more just like your typical almond cherry scented candle. This is creamier than I expected, and I feel like it's, if you didn't see the bottle and you were just smelling this blind, I do think you would think that this would be a little bit more expensive of a fragrance. Not a niche fragrance by any stretch of the imagination, but a little bit more niche of a fragrance, or more expensive of a fragrance than it is. This is one that I feel like could go either way. You can easily wear this on its own if you love creamy almond. It almost smells like sweet almond sugar, or sweet almond cake. I would definitely wear it on its own, but so easy to layer. I'd love to layer this with like Girl of Now or Girl of Now Shine that already have those notes in them. Or maybe even the Dolce & Gabbana Pour Femme, which has the marshmallowy, kind of ooey, gooey, super sweet, feminine nighttime fragrance. This would just add like a little bit of really delicious almond note to it. Let me know if you guys want another layering video. I haven't done one in a very long time, but I'd love to do that. So that one I would definitely want in a full size if I was finished this one at any point in my life. All right, so moving along, the next one is Vanille, so the vanilla scent. This one I have to say, I was worried about too. I feel like after Fria, I was worried about this one. Longtime viewers will know I've gone on a journey with vanilla, and I used to really not like vanilla because most of my experience with vanilla and association, just negative association with vanilla, was kind of like a Bath and Body Works vanilla, an airy vanilla, a kind of, I don't know, just a vanilla that was like not in any way grounded. And I have come to appreciate vanilla in many forms. It started with more of like the spicy bourbon vanilla, which I do like. I even like a gourmand vanilla now, but I've come really full circle. I've really come to appreciate vanilla in so many fragrances, and like super vanilla-y fragrances, that I'm not so scared right off the bat. But I was scared for this one because to smell kind of a SOLINOte of vanilla can go either way, and there's nothing to hide behind. Again, this one, Fria wasn't in the set. I feel like this one was in the set of Tonka, Almond, and Vanilla, so I knew I was getting two that I liked, so I kind of took a risk with it, and to be honest, now smelling it, I have to give Fria a little bit, I have to cut it some slack. This is my least favorite. This is a Bath and Body Works vanilla. This is not to say that it's bad, this is just my personal taste. It's a vanilla that's really synthetic and cheap smelling. It stays really close to the skin. There's nothing, it's airy. There's nothing grounding it. It does not feel like it has a opening heart and base note like the Fria one does, which is fine because it's a SOLINOte. But because I don't like the kind of vanilla this is, I wouldn't wear it on its own. As for layering, because it's my least favorite, I don't see myself wanting to layer this because I feel like it is just going to add this scent to a fragrance that I already like. I would have really preferred if this vanilla was even more of like a super gourmand vanilla. Obviously a spicy vanilla would have been a whole different thing, but this has just really been there, done that. It kind of smells like that Katy Perry purple one, her purple fragrance that just smelled like a whisper of vanilla. It is also one of the lightest. It kind of, I wouldn't say it's a skin scent, but it's pretty light. I would not get a full size of this, and I would really caution you to just smell this one before getting it, to be honest. Then we move on to, right, the 3 florals. So Fria was with 2 other florals in its set. The second one was Fleur de Cerisier, which is cherry blossom. I was so excited for this one, you guys. I love cherry blossom. And I was surprised because I feel like cherry blossom can go many different ways. It didn't have to be like a Bath and Body Works Japanese cherry blossom. It could have been more authentic, you know, sakura smelling. It could have been any number of things. This, to me, smells much like the Fria, smells like a fragrance in and of itself. Because this has a really obvious to my nose citrusy opening. I feel like I get kind of bergamot and lemon zest. Like if you've ever, I really love making my own lemonades in the summer and various different types of like fruit lemonades. This smells like when you're zesting a lemon to put kind of as a garnish on your drink. This smells like that. And the floral notes really take a back seat in it. Not to say I don't like it. I do like it, but I was not expecting this to smell as fresh as it does and as complex. Again, it's not a complex scent, but not as SOLINOTE as it does. I feel like if you're going into this expecting and wanting more of like a powdery Japanese cherry blossom, the way I was expecting, you will be disappointed. But this is a nice fragrance to just wear on its own. I would wear it more in the summertime. If I'm going on like another weekend getaway, I might bring this one during the summertime because I feel like because of that bergamot, like lemon zest opening that really stays strong, it'll cut through the heat. And finally, we have Rose. I was most excited for this one out of the floral trio. And I was right. I mean, this one is gorgeous. I love it. Such a pure kind of, I don't know, not too green, but not too heady, like just pure rose. I love rose and fragrances. I love it in all of its forms. It's kind of, I have the feeling about rose, the opposite is what I do about vanilla, where I'm so unpicky. I love a jammy rose. I love a watery, aquatic rose. I love every type of rose. And this has like it has an element of rose water to it, but it's not too rose watered either. I love it. This, you could wear it on its own, and I will if you're a rose lover. But what I'd really love to do with this is pair it with a kind of jammy. You could just pair it with something that's like super jammy and dark and maybe a little spiced woody rose and add this for a little bit of freshness if you want just like a rose bomb. Or you could pair this with anything kind of more clean and fresh if you wanted to add a floral element. If you had something that was super woody but not bitter, this could add a floralness to it. So I've not layered much with this, to be honest. I've been wearing it on its own, but those are the kinds of things that I would layer rose with, and I would get that in a full bottle. Okay, so finally we are going to go to my 3 large bottles. These are the ones I have in full. These are the ones that I decided to buy in full. I think one of them might have been on a Christmassy type sale, but the other 2 I definitely bought on its own. So I think the one that was on a Christmas type sale was Thé Blanc, which is white tea. As I mentioned, the larger sizes are the 50 mils, and this, after Tonka, this is the other fragrance I've worn the most, especially because I feel like these are so easy to reach for when I'm just like running an errand. I love a scent. I love a tea scent, and I feel like in all of my movings and all of the boxes that I have, and I know I eventually owe you guys a perfume collection at some point in my life, or a new one, I've not been able to find my Bulgari Thé Bleu, which is the blue tea, and this has completely filled that void for me because I love kind of a pure, crisp tea, citrusy scent for the summer, and this is that. It's really, really nice. Again, it kind of feels it feels almost to a tea scent and a SOLINOTE, but it has a little bit of citrus to it. But honestly, my other fragrances that are tea centric and that only really list a couple notes smell like this. So I love it on its own. I would like to try pairing it with either Oolong Cha or Thé Bleu by Bulgari if I can find it. But in general, really, really like this one. Super good at cutting heat, and I already have it in the full bottle, and I love it. Thankfully, I love all of my full bottles. The one that I picked after trying them all out is Fleur d'Iris. So this is Iris. Oh my god, this is my scent of the day. So I'll just refresh. I love this. This smells very similar, not a dupe, but in the same realm of Infusion d'Iris by Prada, which is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Certainly my favorite Iris fragrance. I have the little mini set, and every once in a while I will smell those little baby scents and just want full bottles of all of them. But this is gorgeous. The only thing I will say is obviously the lasting power is not there in the same way as this, as Prada is, but what a good and more inexpensive alternative. I love this one. I can put this with almost any of my powdery fragrances or my fragrances that I wish were more powdery and just boost that up. So I love this on its own because I adore powdery fragrances and I love Iris, but this is like such an amazing way to add powderiness and that kind of really sweet powdered Iris scent that I love. That's an Infusion d'Iris to any single fragrance. So love that one. Super happy with each purchase. And finally, this is kind of tied with Iris and Tonka as my favorite. It's really hard to choose, but this is Tiare. I think this one's incredible. This is just, if you love beachy fragrances and white floral beachy scents, you need this in your life. This is incredible. This reminds me of, and again, not a dupe, but it does remind me of the summery kind of Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess fragrances that she comes out with every year. It reminds me of the Jennifer Aniston Lola V, the OG fragrance. It reminds me of, oh my god, just every beach fragrance that has been distilled down to just its white florals. That's in this. I love this. This would be the next fragrance I take on a beachy vacation. It smells like Hawaii to me. It smells like St. Martin to me. It smells like, oh, so delicious. And the lasting power, you guys, this one outperforms all of the rest. It's the only one that has a darker juice. I wonder if it's just dyed or if there happens to be vanilla in here and it's oxidized. I feel like it has gotten darker since I purchased it, but it was always a little bit dark. I would repurchase this time and time again. I love it. And if you love a beachy fragrance, you need this in your life. So those are my SOLINOTEs. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know in the comments below which fragrances you think I should try from the line, what you guys think of them. There are so many more, and every time I go in, I think about getting more, but I have so much to get through. So let me know which ones are your favorites. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to check out the glasses and all the links in the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!